What's going on, YouTube? So I just read this article, and it came out 3 years ago, but it really stuck with me, and I really enjoyed it while reading it. It's called "Abandon Parenting and Just Be a Parent." I think it really makes sense, and it's super prominent, and it's just super relevant, even though it came out a couple years ago. Because in today's society, we have all these things going on where we're being parented by people that aren't our parents, and they're not being parents, they're parenting, if that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, then the article will explain. But without further ado, let's get into the article before I start ranting. Generational changes in technology. That's what it means to be human. Each generation of children takes the knowledge, takes the tools their parents had, and changes, adopts them, develops a new set. If you were on one side of that technological change, the changes that happened before you were born always seems like they are just nature. If you were in the midst of the technological change, it always seems that the new thing is threatening and disruptive and dangerous. The day before you were born always looks like Eden, and the day after your children were born always looks like Mad Max. Each time in human history, we have the same story. People are scared and panicked and worried about the new technology. They are right. The new technology, in some ways, it does change people. The technology of reading made people more isolated, less collective. The technology of train meant people moved faster, and they were less integrated into their local communities. The technology of the internet is also changing the way people interact. We have no guarantee that the future is going to be like the past, but the general picture is that the new technology's advantages have outweighed their disadvantages. Was it hard to write a book aimed at parents that departs from the parenting advice genre and says instead that there is no formula for getting kids to turn out a certain way? The most amazing thing on the planet is that every single one of these children with these brains goes into the world, and from tiny scraps of information figures out how that world works and changes the world. There's nothing we know of that as amazing as that. Every parent gets to be part of that process. If parents could pull away a little bit and see that broader perspective, it would make their experience of caregiving less anxious and richer and more reassuring and more liberating. I don't have to transform myself into this other professional parent person. For a lot of parents, and especially a lot of mothers, that's a positive. The message is not, you're parenting wrong. The message is if you do the things that come naturally to you, that's the best formula for being a successful parent.